You've definitely seen them. They're popping up everywhere, right? Those big banks of metal boxes in grocery stores, train stations, even apartment lobbies. And they look pretty simple, just a spot to pick up your package. But trust me, behind that plain steel door is a fascinating world of logistics, cool tech, and some seriously clever problem solving. See, our love for online shopping, well, it's created a massive challenge. Getting a package from a warehouse all the way to your exact location, what they call the last mile, is the single most complex, expensive, and frankly inefficient part of the entire delivery journey. And it's a problem that ends up affecting all of us. So let's really dig into this. Let's break down just how big of a headache this last mile problem actually is, especially when you think about our cities, which are growing faster than ever. To really get the scale of this, just think about this number. Back in 2014, for the first time in human history, more than half of the entire world's population, that's 54%, lived in cities. That is a huge concentration of people all wanting packages delivered right to their doors. And it's not slowing down. In fact, it's speeding up. Projections show that by 2050, that number is going to climb to over 65%. You've got more people, way more packages, and a ton more complexity. The old system of just one truck driving to one doorstep, it just can't keep up. And, this last mile problem is a nightmare for literally everyone involved. For you and me, it's that annoying, sorry we missed you slip on the door. For the delivery companies, it's the massive cost of a failed attempt. For retailers, it's that constant pressure to offer free shipping that just eats into their margins. And for our cities, it means more trucks, more traffic jams, and more pollution. Okay, but what if there was a way to just cut through that last, most tangled part of the journey? Well, this is where the smart locker makes its grand entrance. At its heart, a smart locker terminal is basically an automated consolidation point. So instead of a driver making, say, 50 individual stops in one neighborhood, they make one single stop and deliver all 50 of those packages at once. And the benefits are immediate. For us customers, it's just pure convenience. Go get your package whenever you want. For the logistics folks, it's a huge boost in efficiency and pretty much gets rid of failed deliveries altogether. That efficiency translates to cost savings for retailers. And hey, 24/7 access is a pretty sweet bonus. So, we know they're convenient, but how do they actually work? Let's pop the hood. The answer is a mix of everything from the simple physics of the lock itself to the really complex software that runs the entire network. It all starts with the lock. Most of these smart lockers don't use a regular old key or tumbler. Nope. They use something called an electromagnetic lock, or a mag lock. And it's really just two main parts, an electromagnet and a metal plate. The design is it's brilliantly simple. When you send electricity through the electromagnet, it creates this super powerful magnetic field that just clamps onto the plate on the door, holding it shut. The real beauty is what's missing. There are no moving parts, nothing to wear out or break. That makes it incredibly durable. But, a single lock is just one piece of a much bigger 5-part system. You've got the physical lockers themselves, the touchscreen terminal you interact with, your way of getting in, like an app or a code, and the thing connecting it all is the cloud-based software. That's the real heart of the system, and it's all managed through a web portal. And all of this tech comes together in a process that is just beautifully simple. A courier logs in, scans your package, and an empty door just pops open. They put it inside and hit confirm. A second later, ding, you get a notification with a unique code. You just walk up to the terminal, punch in your code, and click, your door swings open. It's totally seamless. The system is so good, so efficient, that it actually created a brand new and way more complicated problem. You could say that smart lockers became a victim of their own success. So here's the new problem. What happens when all the little compartments are full? Now, the obvious answer, first come, first served, turns out to be a really, really bad strategy. And here's why. It turns out that not all packages are created equal. Research from companies like Amazon has shown that packages with that slower, standard shipping tend to just sit in a locker for a lot longer. They call this dwell time. But packages with that expedited 2-day shipping, they have a much, much shorter dwell time. People grab them quickly. So let's just compare these two approaches. With a simple first-come, first-served system, the lockers fill up early in the day with those slow-moving standard packages. Then, later, when a fast-moving expedited package needs a spot, it gets rejected, even though it would only be in there for a few hours. It's basically a traffic jam. The optimal solution is to intelligently reserve some space for those faster packages. Doing that lets you move way more total packages through the system. It's all about maximizing throughput.
So, this new challenge forced the whole industry to evolve, creating a new generation of truly smart lockers that actually think ahead. And this opens the door to an even bigger vision for our cities.
So, how did they solve it? Well, by combining machine learning to predict demand with smart algorithms to reserve capacity, Amazon pulled off a massive 9% year-over-year increase in its global locker throughput. We're talking millions more packages delivered, not by building more lockers, but by using the ones they already had far more intelligently. But the story doesn't even end there. Right now, we live in a world of these restrictive networks. The lockers for one company can't be used by another one. It's kind of like having separate roads just for Fords and another set of roads just for Toyotas. It doesn't make sense. The future vision is an open network where any carrier can deliver to any locker.
So, I'll leave you with this thought to chew on. What would our cities look like? What would change if every single locker, from the post office to Amazon to your local grocery store, could all operate together as one seamless, interconnected, and hyper-efficient network? That is the hidden genius of the smart locker, and it might just be the thing that reshapes the future of how our cities work.